welcome to The Badger Politics. I'm Scott Stearns.
This is Paul Sickle.
And this is episode 95.
Oh, wow.
Talking about all the crazy abortion laws passed in places, primarily in the South, but throughout the country. And the Assembly did some of the same things this past week, passing a number of bills aimed at restricting abortion laws and limiting access and cutting funding to Planned Parenthood and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. At least in the state of Wisconsin,
they won't get signed into law.
We have a firewall, thanks to Governor Tony Evers, who came out today and pledged to veto all of these laws.
The fact that they're pushing this means that they think there's some sort of political advantage.
Well, obviously they know that it's not going to get signed by the governor, so they're
especially in this state.
Right. But at the same time, it's important that somebody like Evers comes out forcefully against it to demonstrate to the voters that elections do matter. And if Scott Walker had gotten elected or reelected, then these things probably would have been a cakewalk.
Well, on the other hand, they really felt that strongly about some of these things. They had 8 years to do it.
Right.
They could have easily passed it and had Walker sign them.
Yes, but this is a national trend now that's occurring because of the mix
then it makes
of the
it
Supreme
sound
Court.
like it's not about actual policy or really anything. It's just about political advantage.
Of course.
Because obviously if they wanted to restrict certain abortion procedures, the time to have done it would have been pick a year from 2011 right through January 6th of 2019. They had majorities the whole time except for a little bit in the state Senate.
Yeah.
Had a governor who would have supposedly signed it. So my question is this. Why would they be doing it if they didn't have research showing it would be politically advantageous? It can't be because they believe in it. Because if they believed in it, if they were so committed to the issue, they should have gotten it done. So it's not really...
This is about appealing to the Supreme Court because... So if Roe v. Wade is hypothetically overturned, what happens the day after, Paul? The law reverts back to...
state.
Exactly. Reverts back to the state laws. And in the state of Wisconsin, it would mean that abortion would be illegal.
Yeah, well, what does this have to do with what they're passing right now?
You're making a political point that it's about garnering...
I'm making a point. No, I'm making a real point. They're making a point.
It's about charging up their base.
Right.
You know, in preparation for next year. And we have another Supreme Court election coming in the state of Wisconsin.
There really was some sort of abortion procedure that they were really concerned about. Like, the time to have done it would have been up till like 4 months ago. They could have easily done it, and it would be law of the land.
Well, and
Wisconsin pending the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court dynamics were the same then as they are today. So
they're also looking at zeroing out any state funding to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood provides all kinds of prenatal care and all kinds of good services to women.
Or how about nursing homes that are going to close because they don't have Medicaid?
Well,
expansion. Seriously,
it blows the mind. It does.
Yeah, we've got the right governor for this, though.
But it's a lesson learned, though, that if Scott Walker had won, there's a very good chance they would have gone down this path, just like several other states that have done it now, and joined that momentum to getting these things passed and then challenging Roe v. Wade. It's a political lesson, and people need to people need to keep that in mind.
I don't think they would have joined it, though, because I think they could have done the same thing to challenge it on the same level had they done it before Scott Walker lost. I mean, I don't think...
You don't think they would have introduced these bills at all if Scott Walker had been reelected?
No. I mean, because...
I'm not sure I agree with you on that.
I guess you could join the momentum, but...
They may not have passed 4 bills. They may have, pick and chosen the ones that they want the most.
Yeah.
Apparently the Assembly passed 4 bills, and the Senate says they're going to take them up in June, and we'll see what they do with them.
All right. Well... Anyway.
So what else is going on?
Yeah, the legislature's playing politics. I'm not sure they would have wanted to play politics that much had Walker won. Because it's happening in other states anyway, and it's going to force a legal challenge anyway. And then it doesn't force Walker to sign a bill.
I don't know. I don't put anything past him.
I understand that. I'm just saying that traditionally that would be the political calculus, probably. Yes. I don't think it would have mattered had Walker won or lost, honestly. Yeah. Other than I do think that Evers is at least showing that what they're doing is purely political.
It's very transparent.
It's very political.
Yeah.
I don't know, purely political. It's very political.
It is political, period.
It feels very political,
yeah.
Whatever. All right. Closer to home, we have the Democratic National Convention coming to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
In a year?
Did we talk about that before on our podcast?
We have mentioned it
I'm
once
joking.
or twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what we ought to talk about, though, is the Drake.
Oh, no.
All right.
Hate the Drake.
Hate the Drake. That meme may appear somewhere on our Facebook page. The Drake is definitely impacting things. What do you think about 2020 right now, Scott? We were just looking over the...
Mr. Joe Biden is still leading in all the polls that have been released, at least thus far. I mean, say what you will on that.
I want to do this the same...
We had a discussion earlier tonight about whether or not you would take the field or Joe Biden if you were placing your bets today.
I want to do this in the same cadence we do our White House insanity check. Scott is Biden man. Biden man. Anyway, so really you would take Biden over the field? Not like who you like, but who you actually think will win.
If you look at like how, in hindsight, how predictable the Wisconsin Democratic primary was for governor, and Tony Evers was ahead the whole time, and it was kind of anticlimactic in the end. And Evers
Kelda, Malin, right.
You know, I mean,
for a minute there was like, wow, maybe Matt Flynn's Foxconn.
That never panned out. And I kind of feel like, at least today, the primary is...
Maybe Tom Barrett will run.
Right. I mean, Joe Biden is so far ahead in the polls, if you believe the polls. And I think it's not like it's just one poll that's showing him, like, so far ahead.
538 says that they are very predictive. The early polls that tend to be very predictive.
Yeah, and for Joe Biden, I think probably not to get it. It's going to require some externalities occurring, either something, a gaffe, or some scandal, or something occurring in his life.
Health problem.
Right. It's going to require, I think, something like
or
that.
His wife having a health problem.
To derail him, because you basically have the Biden vote, and then you have the people that aren't for Biden split amongst the 20-some others. Exactly. So unless the field whittles down significantly.
Tulsi Gabbard stealing from candidates. From Bernie Sanders.
Iowa caucuses when? February 3rd?
So the truth of the matter is, I also think he's the favorite, even though he's making fun of you for being Biden man. Kind of like the Republicans used to make fun of Gore for being ozone man.
Sure.
Biden, I do think, is the favorite, for sure. However, I would not say he's the favorite against the field. That means I would say there's a less than 50% chance that he gets the nomination. There's a better than 50% chance that one of those other 23 gets it. Or somebody who isn't even running yet gets it. I would pick the field over him just a little bit, but no, I'd say he's got about a 1 in 3 chance of being the nominee.
Okay.
Partly because of the externalities, actually. I'd say probably 50-50 without the externalities, but life happens. Who knows? But even with or without them, I still think that the field has a shot. And I also think because there's so many, there's a good chance of one or two of them coalescing a lot of support from the others.
Of course. But again, a lot of these other candidates haven't been vetted nearly as much as Biden has. Not that Biden can't implode. He certainly can, just like any candidate can. However, Biden's been vetted many times over. People know who Biden is. They know what he's about. They know his history. There's not going to be a lot of surprises where something just comes like out of the blue, where it's like...
Well, he's had a couple recently, but I mean, I know they've been kind of nothing burgers.
Yeah,
long run, but
so it has to be something where it's self-inflicted, or again, something spontaneous happens in his life that impacts the campaign.
I mean, I think here's the thing. I think that one of these candidates could catch fire.
Of course. There's always a chance, especially these days.
And I don't know that candidate... I'm not going to be sitting here. I'm not a Bernie bro. I mean, I did vote for him last time. But I'm not sitting here saying it'll be Bernie doing it. In fact, I'm not even sure I want Bernie to be the one to do it. And I'm certainly not sure I want Biden. I mean, I've been going through them all. Most recently, I was reigniting my feelings for voting for Klobuchar. Klobuchar. There, I can't pronounce her name. Same with the other Midwesterner,
Buttigieg.
All right. So the two Midwesterners, the ones that live within a couple hours drive of my house, can't even pronounce their names. Anyway, those are ones I've been bouncing off my head. I mean, Kamala Harris has been somebody I've really thought a lot about supporting. I definitely wanted Elizabeth Warren until she had a really underwhelming performance in her re-election. She had some issues with perhaps claiming scholarships inappropriately or whatever it was. I don't know. And so, I mean, I'm pretty open to this field. Like, I don't know if I have a favorite.
I think a lot of people are kind of open to it. And I wonder, like, how...
I want a winner. That's what I really want.
Well, that's the bottom line.
And I'm not sure Joe Biden's that candidate.
We don't know.
I think he's probably more likely their candidate than anyone else. However, I would say that
the head-to-head polling looks pretty good.
Altogether, with there still being 8 months before we have to actually cast any ballots.
Yep.
Or in Wisconsin now, it's looking like it's about 10 and a half months.
April,
There's a lot that could happen.
Of course.
And just sway my vote, much less...
Nobody's closing the book on it today.
Right.
But we're just looking at likelihood, I think, at this point.
Yeah. And the truth is, I say Biden versus the field. I pick the field, but I pick no one from that field. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Bernie Sanders or Kamala Harris or Amy Klobuchar
or Beto or any of them.
Buttigieg. Beto, I like that one poll. Right, Bill de Blasio. Actually, I used to think Bill de Blasio should run.
Yeah.
And
might be a little late in the game.
I think it's very late in the game. But on the other hand, what the fuck?
Why not?
Like,
join the party, pal.
I keep saying, hey, you know what? Tammy Baldwin, if you're listening. Baldwin's people, if you're listening. I don't know.
Tammy.
There's a lack of Midwesterners.
Yeah, no, let's...
Somebody who has a demonstrated ability to win a swing state that voted for Trump by a commanding margin.
I like Tammy where she's at.
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? If you could have her or Donald Trump as president?
Well, yeah, of course.
If she's the best chance to win, what if she is? She might be.
Well, sometimes the person that has the best chance to win isn't running, and that's why you could say that if Biden had run in 2016,
all right.
we probably would have been in a different situation.
Would you rather have Biden as your president or Tammy Baldwin as your president?
Probably agree more with Tammy, sure.
Gotta have Tammy. Come on, run, Tammy, run. I'm with Tammy.
You're with Tammy. All right.
That's the 25th candidate. Till next time.
We'll pick it up again next time.
We'll see if Tammy announces before then.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
All right.
Forward.
Forward.